I have a condition called ocular albinism, and it's actually a genetic condition. And my sight is about 1.5 feet. So if I'm to hold my hand here, after me is just blur, complete blur. And yet I look so able to see. I guess my parents didn't know what to do with it. So I was brought up as a sighted child. I mean, I had no idea that I had this condition. So I found out at 17 years old by complete accident when I went to go and get my driving license. And it was only when I was with Accenture as a management consultant, when I was 28 years old, I hadn't even told them that I finally came out of the disability closet. But it was exhausting trying to be somebody for other people. And eventually it just got too hard. You know, I had been there 2.5 years pretending. I just stopped liking who I was. Because if you're pretending you're somebody else, it just takes energy, and eventually you don't trust yourself anymore. And several months after coming out of the closet, the disability closet, I arrived in southern India. I met an elephant called Kanchi, and I rode 1,000 kilometers across India with her. And that was my introduction to disability and the scale of the inequality crisis. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm part of 1.3 billion people. The world's biggest minority group, which is like, what are you talking about? It's 1 in 7 of us. I had no idea the scale of exclusion and discrimination. And I think when I got off that elephant, I was like, I want to fix it. And the way I felt that we could end disability inequality was through the power of business. And if business could recognize the value of people with disabilities and their families as customers and talent and suppliers and members of the community, then society would follow. So when I came up with the idea of the Valuable 500, I wanted to get 500 CEOs to make a personal board-level commitment, give their signature for disability business inclusion. I wanted to get 500 of them because that would create a collective mass, a tipping point for change. If you have a CEO who is willing to go the long mile, and the reason I joined this Sanofi board was because of him, because of that attitude going, okay, I actually don't know how to do this. And I love that because that is what accountable leadership is. The CEO is important, right? But he's only important because he's the switch. The rest of the work has to be done by every single one of us in this organization. If you believe in inclusion and love, you believe in it for LGBTQI as much as you do for gender, because nobody can walk in another person's shoes, but we can all understand what it feels like to be othered and to be left out. I really believe every one of us on the planet should belong uniquely as ourselves. To belong uniquely as yourselves, not to fit in to be accepted, but to be able to rock your amazing, beautiful difference, your crazy, gorgeous difference, and still have respect for somebody that's different than you.